our second phase of the Skin-spiration party, and I have a special guest joining me today. We are here to talk about Environ, and we're going to talk about the power of medical needling paired with Environ's electrosonic Ionzyme device and the newest generation, which is the DF3. And I'm going to get into the DF3 in more detail after I speak to my guest. But I want to welcome Nikki, who recently visited one of our clinic partners downtown on King West. She really went through a transformation with My Best Clinic to really address some concerns with her skin. So I want to welcome you, Nikki, and thank you for taking the time to be here with us today.
Thank you so much. I was honored to be asked to share my story.
Yeah. So Nikki, if I miss anything, she's going to interject, but she also did a great vlog, which we're going to show you in a few minutes. But what really compelled you to go to My Best Clinic, or what were the conditions and concerns with your skin that you wanted to address?
Well, they were really multifaceted, and I knew that I needed help. When you get to be my age, and I'm looking at 50, I realized that any damage I'd accumulated in my skin up until now would only get worse and more severe as time continued to go on. So I really felt that I had to have a sort of stop and restart moment, addressing some of my skin concerns aggressively, but also while respecting my skin and the integrity of my skin. So yeah.
It's interesting because when we say aggressive with Environ, we mean very results driven and very precise without being ablative or without damaging the skin's barrier, the microbiome, or the epidermal integrity. So when you went to My Best, what were your exact concerns?
I have fine lines, particularly around my eyes. I have wrinkles on my forehead. It's big corrugated steel sheet metal looking wrinkles on the top of my forehead.
We're always harder on ourselves,
yeah.
But okay.
And then I also was suffering from some loss of elasticity, starting to see some jowling. The aging has sort of moved from my eyes down through my middle face, and I was starting to enter my lower face, which is when you know that you have fairly advanced aging. It's not only chronological aging with my somewhat advanced chronological age, but my abuse of my skin by the sun, lots of ultraviolet radiation. So yeah, I had all of that to deal with, as well as uneven skin tone.
And I know in leading up to our session today, we talked a little bit about your lifestyle contributing to some of the conditions of the skin. Share with our audience what some of those lifestyle choices are.
Well, in the 70s, I don't think we knew sunscreen existed. And in the 80s, I used to put baby oil all over myself, wearing my skirts as short as possible while rolling down my socks to get brown legs all the way down. So that's sort of my history with sun exposure. I never really was trained to look after my skin from the sun, which we all know better now. I find it really hard to drink water. I am a coffee drinker. I also like to drink some alcohol in the evenings. I am an occasional exerciser. It's always a consistent goal of mine to try to exercise more. So all of that means that not only do I have chronological age to worry about, but some hazardous factors in my life that would have assisted to advance my skin. I also have something called the red head gene that my skin therapist told me about. But obviously I don't have red hair, I have blonde hair, but that being in my skin means that I tend to be affected by the sun by going brown instead of a bright red, but I have that red-headed gene, so I stay in the sun longer without burning, which means that I'm way more affected by the ultraviolet damage. So yeah, I also know that it takes a long time to get your skin damaged through all of these factors, and I know that it's going to take a little while to repair the damage and try to claw back some of that damage and do some prevention to slow it down going forward.
Isn't it so much easier to do the damage? But again, it's just like weight loss. It's much difficult to reverse the path and really bring you to where you need to be or where you want to be. So you went into My Best Clinic. You talked about the concerns that you had. You were assigned a really phenomenal therapist, Nurse Paige. And what was her treatment plan for you, and how did you get started on your journey?
Well, the fact that she and you and My Best Clinic were talking about a treatment plan was fantastic. I've been exposed to so much marketing hyperbole, all these things that are thrown at us as to what's going to work and how it's going to work, and me being very suspect of everything. So Nurse Paige did a full skin analysis on me and walked me through a treatment plan. She explained to me how home care is needed so that anything that you do within the clinic can be accentuated and remain and enhanced, as opposed to getting these in-clinic treatments and then having the results slowly dissipate over time. So I was immediately put on this awesome home care regime in advance of my in-clinic appointments. And I have all sorts of places to go as well. I'm really interested in forming a relationship with my skin therapist where they get to know my skin and get to follow me over time. Being on the right skincare, which I will continue to be on for the rest of my life, and doing the occasional series of treatments within the clinic is something that I just finished and something that I'm going to do again and again and again.
Right, because it's for life. It's not just a series that we do this year and then for the next 2 decades, we say forget about it, right?
Yeah.
Because our aging process will continue to happen.
And so it's really great to be on a plan and to know where I'm going and how. It takes a level of worrying about it and stress away from me. I don't even have to worry about that anymore. And I needed a plan going forward for a while.
So what was the plan of action for you? What was your series and how did she come to that?
Okay, I wrote some stuff down because I definitely wasn't going to remember it all. She started me on an excellent cleansing routine. I had been using slightly harsh cleansers. So I'm now on a cleanser that is filled with hydrolyzed oats and olive oil. It really helps to make my skin feel moisturized and gently cleans my skin. So that was great. And then I've got this awesome toner that's got lots of vitamin B's in it, which is great. And then I started on the vitamin A and I've stepped up quite high. I'm on the Youth Essentia series.
So the creme de la creme, which is the best. Yeah, I love it because it's rich in all those peptides and of course natural moisturizing factors, and it really is so targeted for the more mature client. Although it can be for a younger client too. A mature client will really see those benefits well. Yeah,
I've been on it for a while now, so I'm using the eye gel, which is excellent. It's got the hyaluronic acid in it as well as a whole bunch of peptides, as well as a substance that helps to relax the muscles around my eye to deal with those fine lines. And I've stepped up to the high levels of vitamin A, vitamin C, and I'm boosting. I just started a new tripeptide complex advance.
Which Elixir.
Yeah.
What a bestseller for us.
It's excellent. So I'm using that. I started that in the middle of my needling treatments as a new serum. Yeah, so I'm using those, which are excellent. And then once in a while, as an occasional use, I use the Revival Mask, which I believe Environ dubs facelift in a bottle.
Yeah,
it is amazing.
In a jar. I know. So, I love to cosmetic roll with that. So when you become a more advanced user and your skin's really normalized and it's stable, I love to roll, 4 to 5 times a week and then put on my Revival Mask.
Yeah. So I'm loving it, and I don't use any makeup on my face. And when you will see the videos that I made when I was doing the vlog, I made sure that I didn't have any makeup on at all. Today I have put on some mascara and some eyeshadow to try to look extra pretty for you guys, but I didn't put any concealer under my eyes or any foundation or any blush or anything on my skin so that you could see how it's looking.
And it looks plump and glowy.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about her treatments after, but we're going to share Nikki's video vlog, which we've edited so it wouldn't be too lengthy. And she's going to take you in this vlog through the first 5 weeks of her treatment series. And then when the video is done, we're going to talk about that sixth treatment that she had and going forward, what she's going to do with Nurse Paige.
Here I am at Revive Canada, very excited to be here at my best clinic, about to start my series of 6 medical needlings. I'm going to do 1 a week for 6 weeks, really help to thicken my skin and make it super healthy, and also it will have some anti-aging effects. I know that I'll be able to do it, and I'm going to keep you guys posted, but it's about high time that I paid some attention to this visage. So you guys can see some of what's going on. And I'll take another one during the treatment and then after. I'm going to do that for 6 weeks so you can keep track. Thanks. Here I am with my numbing ointment on. I've had my face beautifully cleaned, and now we've got some BLT, which is short for what? Benzocaine, lidocaine, and tetracaine. So this goes on for 20 minutes to numb my face. And then we're going to get needling. Can't wait. Here we are in the middle of needling. We've just done the first quadrant on my forehead. You can see there's quite a bit of bleeding there, a little bit of blood pricks. So we are releasing my natural healing factors that I was magically born with. So a completely natural treatment. And it's going to grow huge lattice networks of collagen, which is amazing. Yay, let's keep going. I'll try to take one in the middle of the procedure. Here we go. Here's a live action shot where you're watching me get needled. Now I've jumped straight in with the 1 millimeter needle, which is one of the long ones.
How's that feeling so far?
Feels awesome. I'll come in a little closer.
So you can see the bleeding has already begun just after one pass.
Not sore at all. All done. Had my excess blood and plasma rubbed into my skin after, so my natural vampire facial. All good. Doesn't feel sore at all, and ready to what are we doing next?
We're gonna do the lactic acid peel.
Lactic acid peel on top. Yay! Here goes. So here we have a little lactic acid being applied. It's going to really help to even my uneven skin tone and also continue to stimulate. So this is directly on top of my freshly needled skin. Mild stinging sensation, but nothing that I can't handle for how good this is going to make me look. Now my cool peel's been removed and I'm having these amazing peptides put all over my skin to really help me grow some incredible collagen and elastin. So it's like little bits of gold being smoothed all over my skin. I'm really excited about that. I'm so happy I came. So here I'm having a deeper penetration of the peptides using the dual technology of sound and electricity. Magic.
Before you can't see.
Yeah, before I can't see. This is the alginate mask made from kaolin. Absolutely beautiful. Didn't take on any heat.
I'm gonna go over your eye.
Okay, bye. Just finished my first medical needling and vitamin infusion treatment. Absolutely incredible. I can't wait for the next session next week, and I'm going to go straight back to work. Bye. See you next week. Here I am at my second needling appointment. Very happy to be here. Just an update on what it was like after my last needling appointment. I had redness for about 3 days, and I had some dryness and a mild peeling effect, all part of the process that shows that everything's working as it should. So I chose to use a lot more hydration. I moisturized my face, maybe added another moisturizing in the middle of the day with my vitamin and peptide creams and serums. It was a great opportunity to get those on there. So yeah, here I am, day 2 needling. Finished needling my 3rd session. We went a little closer to my eyes today to try to get into those fine lines and wrinkles around my eyes. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, this is the end of the 3rd needling. This is my 4th needling treatment about to begin. The feedback I got from my nurse today is that my skin is glowing and that my forehead lines are a little less deep than they were. Yeah, so this is pre-treatment. I've just lain down, had my face washed, and we're about to put on the numbing cream and start my 4th needling session. Hi, this is my 5th medical needling treatment. I have had a couple of weeks off due to unforeseen circumstances where I couldn't make my appointment, but that's okay, just picking up right where we left off. So my second last out of my series of 6. Just leaving the clinic now after my 5th needling treatment. Next week's my last week. It's been a great experience so far. I've just added some additional night serums to my home care regimen, and I'll let you all know how that goes. See you next week.
But recently you had your 6th treatment last Wednesday. So tell us how that went and how you felt going into that 6th treatment.
Really good. I was surprised at how quickly I recovered each week. And in fact, my recovery got quicker and quicker as the weeks went by. Just so you know, because often, I went straight back to work, and the only comments I got was that I looked like I had been on holiday, a little bit suntan. Yeah, a little bit sunburnt and suntan. So that was it was quite easy to go back to work. And I didn't even put makeup on top of my skin, but I know it was offered to me that I could have, suggested to me that I could have put some sort of mineral makeup or something on top of my skin if I wanted. But I chose not to. I just,
And so you went back, you had your 6th treatment, and tell our audience so they understand how medical needling and the DF is. comfortable for a client, or your experience as a client?
Yeah, no problem. It was when they put the numbing cream on your face, it's very cool and it really does work. It works really well. My most sensitive area for the needling was my forehead, and apparently that's quite common. I don't know if it's just because the skin is right on the bone there and there's not as much padding, but any kind of discomfort, it's immediate and then it stops right away. I can kind of liken it to a bikini wax or a Brazilian wax, where it's like rip and then it's gone right away. So mostly I didn't feel it. When I did feel it, it was just pricks that went in and then stopped right away. There was no ongoing pain or discomfort.
I will say it's almost like little bee stings at some stages of the treatment.
Yeah.
And then as we get into the hardier, meatier areas of the cheeks, for example, it's not as uncomfortable.
But the fact that I knew that what I was doing was natural, using my body's natural processes and using my natural growth factors to release collagen and elastin through my own blood and my natural healing was amazing to me. And I knew that that's what was happening, and that there is no problems that were going to happen. There were no risks associated with it at all. No risks of hyperpigmentation, no risks at all to me, made it just be an incredible experience. And with the DF machine, when they were doing the sound and the electricity.
The sonophoresis.
The sonophoresis. You hear the sound sometimes when the probe is lifted up. You hear it goes like in your ear a little bit.
And all the dogs in the neighborhood quiver.
And then as far as electricity, you would just feel some flashing lights in your eyes when they were closed, when I had the antiphresis with the mask, but not at all. It felt like it was working. Like it felt like I had signed up for a medical treatment that was actually going to make changes in my skin without any risks or side effects, which was incredible. So
and again, it's all about optimizing penetration of active care. And again, when we look at all the different brands that are on the market in terms of devices and treatments, and we never discuss brands or not brands, but we have equipment that's double the price of the DF machine, and it is cleansing and exfoliating the skin. And then the serum on top. But we're going to look at the technology after my interview with Nikki. We really are optimizing transdermal delivery of ingredients to get the products where they need to be, because I'm sure Nurse Paige told you, our skin acts like a defense. It's a protector. It's like that wall that doesn't want to let anything in. So how can we overcome that? I mean, we have the lipid bilayer, we have dead or keratinized cells, we have, makeup on, and we have, sometimes the overabundance of SPF, we may not have cleansed thoroughly. So we need to bypass all of these blockages or these obstacles in order to get our topical actives where they need to be. So you've done your series of 6. What's the plan?
I'm meeting with Paige on Thursday. So my needling Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it was actually 5 days ago that I had my 6th needling, and I'm meeting with her Thursday this week, and we're going to film her telling me the changes she sees in my skin directly after the 6th needling. So we can add that onto my 6th blog. And I'm going to pick up my cosmetic needling. So I haven't started cosmetic needling yet. So I'm going to take home from that Thursday appointment a cosmetic needle so that I can help enhance penetration at home.
So often we want our clients, as they get advanced and their skin tolerance begins to grow, we get them cosmetic rolling at home with a very safe needle depth. So they won't experience any pinpoint bleeding, but they are, again, still going to get 100% penetration of those serums or their masks that they're using at home. Nikki, I think your skin is a true testimony to what a series of treatment can be.
Thank you.
Your skin texture, glow, even the plumpness and the density has definitely had vast changes in that 6-week period. And
Thank you.
You should be proud. You're looking great.
Thank you. I'm a person that needs to make appointments to get things done. So that was really valuable to me, was to make these 6 appointments, to understand that it was a series of 6 that would release more and more growth factors and really, like I said, just accelerate what I'm trying to do. So I really appreciated having those appointments. It made me do it and get it done, and it launched me forward and allowed me to take some leaps and bounds. And I feel inspired by it, and it's going to help me to stick to my home care routine going forward. And I'm on this journey, and I'm really happy to be on it because I'm seeing the results. So thank you.
And even if she hadn't had the medical needling and she just had the DF machine treatment, a treatment with the DF is like 40 days of skincare at home. So very, very powerful tool.
I'm going to do that as well.
For maintenance.
I'm going to organize. My next series will probably be a series of facials. And then after that, maybe next year, I'll do another series of needlings while I'm still this age and I can get even more growth factors
and some cool heels.
Yeah, cool peels as well.
So we did see a little bit of the cool pill element in her treatment. Nikki did have the lactic acid after every needling appointment. But Environ, if we just want to have a cool pill treatment, we can do that as well, which I'm going to talk about shortly. Nikki, I want to thank you so much for coming in and sharing your journey. It's always great to hear testimony from a consumer who's been through the process. We know everybody wants instant results. They want it now. But our skin is a lifetime journey. We have to live with it for decades to come. So we have to optimize its health, and we have to tweak what we do from time to time as our inner health changes, our intrinsic health, as well as our extrinsic factors. So maybe we change our job, maybe we move across the country to a different climate, but what can we do to always sort of be in sync with what our skin needs? So I want to thank you. I know you have a busy day ahead, so I'm going to say goodbye to Nikki.
It was my pleasure. Yeah. Bye everyone. Enjoy the rest of your conference.
Have a wonderful weekend and a week ahead. It's only Monday, but have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
All right. So we are now going to talk a little bit about the technology that Nikki experienced at My Best Clinic. And again, we will complete her vlog on Instagram and Skin Health in the coming week or two to see the end of her journey with Nurse Paige. But let me just take a moment to pull up a PowerPoint presentation, because I know some of you in our audience today has the information about the DF and Environ, and some of you may not committed to having this DF3 or even the DF2 in your previous life for treatment. I'm sorry, Yanni's trying to tell me something. Yanni, come on in and say hello to everybody. I keep saying your name, and everybody, this is Yanni. She is our social media guru. She's here also working on all the different platforms and streaming today. She's my audio visual help. Thank God I wouldn't do it without her. She's going to make sure we are all set. So we're going to pull up our PowerPoint. And if we have any questions at the end of this session, I'd be more than happy to answer them. So again, we are talking about Environ. When Dr. Des founded the brand over 30 years ago, he was really committed to treating, or not the word treating, but he was really committed to reestablishing the vitamin A levels in our skin. So of course, with years of research and development of the brand, he realized that we can use the esters of vitamin A to normalize the skin and bring it to optimal health. You know, out in our market today, everybody always thinks we have to go straight to retinol. But the problem with retinol is we can only use it 1 to 2 times per week if it's prescription retinol. We need to build the skin's tolerance, and we need to introduce the vitamin A on a daily basis, because every time we're exposed to sun, we are depleting our vitamin A in our bodies. So we can do that again with our Environ retail product, and of course the powerful treatments and the range of treatments that Environ can offer you in your clinic today. All right, so I am just going to bring us up to our PowerPoint here. And we are going to start with the main USP of Environ's electrosonic Ionzyme DF machine. all in one single probe. So again, yes, in every Environ treatment, we do a deep cleansing. We do a gentle exfoliation. We can do everything that all the other manufacturers and brands do. But what we do best is the powerful technology in one probe, pairing sonophoresis, which is sound wave, with iontophoresis, which is electric current, to again have transdermal delivery of active ingredients to where they need to be in the dermal layer of the skin. So let's just go through again the USPs of DF technology. So first, with sonophoresis, we have sound-based cavitation of the skin. We're creating these vibrating pockets so that we open up the microchannels for the delivery of the skincare molecules. So we really want to enhance optimal penetration of our products. Next, we use electrical current to ionize the active molecule ingredients. And then we're going to speed up and intensify our treatment results. As I mentioned previously, having one treatment with the DF machine is like 40 days of skincare at home. So you can just imagine, just like Nikki talked about today, the results you can have with a client in 6 treatments, even 12 treatments. So again, we know one treatment will deliver results, but a series is really going to be the powerhouse that's going to optimize the skin of your client. And we're going to talk about all the conditions that you can treat with the DF in just a few minutes. So again, a course of 6 to 12 treatments, customized and tailored to be very precise to address the client's concerns and needs. So we are talking about optimal penetration of our professional treatment care. We know when we use pulse field iontophoresis, product penetration is 4 times better. And in a DF treatment, we usually connect our crocodile clips, which I'll show you in a little bit, to our alginate mask or our haze gauze to again, create that occlusive effect to drive the vitamin A and the serums into the skin at a deeper level. Our low-frequency sonophoresis, it offers 40 times better penetration of our skincare to the skin. And when we're using our probes with the DF machine, whether we're using the facial probe or the body probe, we are using this for 15 seconds on each region or zone of the face, and it is offering 22 kilohertz of power. That is really important to note, because if you don't know anything about this technology, sonophoresis and iontophoresis has been used in the medical practice for decades to penetrate medications into the skin, so transdermal delivery of medications. So if that doesn't speak mountains to you, really sit back and let that digest for a minute. So again, this sonophoresis probe is helping to penetrate and really fight that barrier of the skin that's keeping all that goodness out. So again, this is our sono probe, and it can also have sono and ionto all in one go. And then we talk about microneedling. So when we saw Nikki's journey today, she went through the series of medical needling treatments and DF. When we needle, that's when we get 100 times product penetration. It's the gold standard. And then we can teach our clients to cosmetic roll at home with a shorter needle depth, again, to enhance the results between treatment. So as mentioned, when we're talking about sonophoresis with our probes, we're creating the vibrating pockets in the lipid bilayers of the epidermis to improve cavitation and to allow those molecules that we've applied on the top of our face or the epidermis to make their way to the dermal layer more effectively. So sound waves. And as Nikki mentioned in her treatments, there is no sort of discomfort with using sonophoresis. What you may hear is a little bit of a high-pitched noise when we're working at the temple or close to the ear area. But other than that, it's very, very comfortable. Then our pulsed iontophoresis is, again, a non-invasive method of propelling high concentrations of a charged substance by using a small electrical charge. And again, we usually attach these wonderful alligator clips or crocodile clips here. And we have 4 different leads with the DF, and we're going to attach 2 to the top of our alginate mask and 2 to the bottom of our alginate mask. And the ionization process will begin at the 8-minute mark. We leave it on for 20 minutes for optimal results. So let's look at some before and after photographs. So we saw Nikki, but here we see a client of Environ who after 3 months, you see a huge improvement in the wrinkle depth and crepiness around the eyes, and a huge reduction of pigmentation, especially on the cheek area, on the nose, on the cheek, and that is sun damage that was probably created decades prior to them exposing themselves. So those lentigo benigna, or those harmless flat spots, is the melanin clumping over time, and it grows and accumulates every time we go into the sun. Next, we have a client who started her journey in 1998, and your pictures progress from 98 to 99, all the way up to 2002. And as you can see, a lot of our clients don't always think of their neck until it's too late. Well, the skin on our neck has less oil glands. It tends to get crepey over time. So here, the client wanted to address horizontal lines in the neck region, as well as the crepiness and loss of elasticity on the neck. So again, this took several years, but look at the results in 22. A very increase in tautness of the skin, density and firmness. And here we have a client, unfortunately it doesn't say the time frame, but you can see an overall improvement in the reduction of lines and wrinkles around the eyes. We can see an improved even texture as well as tone in the cheek area. So phenomenal results. And treatment in the eye area. So this client would have had a focus on eye treatment to work on, again, the crow's feet, which is the area we see the first signs of aging. We also, with our wonderful body probe, can work on cellulite and the contour of the body. So we do have a treatment that's just for body. And of course, our subsequent care for home, so the client can take home their Dermalac lotion and AC and E oil to treat the skin, and superimpose that with, of course, their body contouring cream to treat cellulite. So here we see our model after 2 months had improvements in overall tone of the skin, firmness of the skin, and a reduction in cellulite. So that is the DF machine. So if you didn't know anything about the DF, we're pairing sound wave, electrical current. We're bringing those two together to optimize penetration of active ingredients. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the treatment phase, because we have a lot of assortment. So we have this wonderful device, but how can we penetrate, or what do we have to penetrate into the skin? So let's get into that a little bit, because with Environ, there's so many ways to play. I always say, as estheticians, we love to be chemists in treatment. We have so many things to do and can work on over time and change up with our clients to address their needs. So I'm gonna pull everything from my beautiful tray. First of all, we have our colostrum serum. So for clients that have rosacea, ongoing redness, dermatitises, we can address that redness, itching, and burning in the skin with colostrum. I also love it for clients who may have post-acne to reduce inflammation and redness. So that is our colostrum. It is a bovine colostrum, that first mother's milk that boosts immunity. Next, of course, the anti-aging category, which is huge. We have our peptide serum. We know peptides are amino acids or chains of proteins that are messengers to the skin. So, you know, when we talk about anti-aging, we work on, of course, loss of elasticity, wrinkle depth, overall tone, and really rebooting the mechanisms in the metabolism of our skin. So the Sono DF312 peptide serum is a super popular serum we use in a lot of treatment. And if you missed it, this year, before the summer started in 2021, we introduced, or Environ introduced, the dual effect filler serum. This one is really a powerhouse, and some of our clinics don't know about it yet. So if you didn't know, this one is all about that client who may be considering dermal fillers such as Botox, dermal fillers and Botox, or injectables altogether, and they're not quite ready for it, or they want to enhance the effect of their fillers and injectables. The dual filler serum will not only smooth out fine lines and wrinkles on the face, but it's also going to work on one key thing, boosting the fat accumulation in our cheek area. With age, everything changes. gravity starts to, make everything shift downwards. So how can we plump and densify that zone of the face, so the cheeks? So if you haven't tried the dual effect filler serum for your clients, this is amazing. Also ideal for people who may have lost weight and they've lost volume. We also have our Dermalac lotion. This is actually the retail one, but we do have a professional size as well. This can be used in treatment for acneic skin. We also can use it on the body. So this is our Dermalac, which is also available for retail. And Dr. Des is a true lover of his Dermalac lotion. It's an alpha hydroxy complex. So when we hear alpha hydroxys, those are gentle exfoliants for the skin that gobble away at those keratinized cells, but they also can help nourish and hydrate. We have our treatment gel, and our treatment gel is amazing. It's part of our vitamin step up for the skin, where we introduce vitamin A to the client to help normalize their skin and get it ready for other targeted treatments. We also have our A and C serum and A, C, and serum forte. So when we first get our clients on Environ, we start with the treatment gel, and then we later step them up as their skin builds and becomes stronger and more tolerant to A and C, which is the gold standard, and then the A and C serum forte. Of course, we have our alginate mask and our haze gauze, which we talked about already. But we're also missing a few other key things, and I'm going to pause right here because there's a few serums we missed today. Let's go back on some of the targeted things we can do for our clients. We can work on frown. So as the clients start to age, they get those nasal labial folds. They're starting to see the marionette lines in the lower portion of the face, maybe a little bit of vertical lines near the mouth or around the lips. We can use our probe to plump and densify the depth of those wrinkles from the inside out using our frown serum. We also have our hydrating serum. So if you're all about the hype of hyaluronic acid, which really works to plump and densify the skin from the inside out, we have our moisturizing serum rich in hyaluronic. Our Melafade serum from the Radiance collection. So if you want to work on pigmentation and dark spots on the skin, we can target that in treatment. So we know with our Melafade A and B, we cocktail these together to target in treatment. And then of course, we want our clients to do that at home as well between their treatment series. So we have this wonderful serum for pigment. And going back to stepping up our clients in vitamin A, when they do get very tolerant and the skin is at optimal health, we can introduce our retinol level 1 and eventually our retinol level 2. So as you can see, we have many serums and ways to play with Environ in treatment to address all the 5 conditions of the skin, plus body. So many ways to play. All right, so without further ado, I want to talk a little bit more about the DF3. So I'm just going to come out of this presentation for one moment. So again, we talked about the powerhouse technology and the USPs of Environ's DF machine. For those of you who have the DF2 and are interested in potentially getting the DF3, we've introduced some great new changes to the device. First of all, it's a little bit more compact. It's easier to fit on a trolley with your full range of professional. It comes with 5 preset programs. So depending what you want to work on with your client, you can adjust your probe settings. So we have 3 settings for the sonophoresis, iontophoresis phase of treatment. And we have 2 programs for your iontophoresis segment or modality of treatment. So these 5 programs allow you to customize your treatment, and at the click of a button, it does all the work for you. Again, it's got a beautiful new digital display. We can override the default settings. So I did see a comment come in one of our chats today that said, my client always says they hear this woo, woo, woo noise, which is like the police car or the ambulance. Well, you can override that on this generation of the DF and shut that off. So your client will only hear that sound when the probe is near the ear or on the temple. The other cool thing, our probes are now housed in a beautiful setting so that they are safe. They will not drop on the floor during treatment. And this is actually the best new addition. Our body probe and our facial probe can now be used in facial treatment. Environ used to say, okay, let's leave the body probe for just body treatment. But now Dr. Des has said we can introduce the probe to larger areas of the face. So if we want to work face, neck, and décolleté and get it all done in a 60 to 90-minute treatment time, we can use the body probe on the cheeks. We can use it on the neck. And most importantly, also on the décolleté, because we know the signs of aging accelerate in these regions as well. So when we're working on a client, we can switch between the face probe and the body probe very easily because they're now housed in separate ports. And this will be huge. The DF3 is all hand activated. There's no longer a foot pedal, so you don't have to think about pressing the gas. There is an on-off switch for each of your probes. Okay, so it makes it very, very easy and great for client comfort as well. So still the powerful technology of the previous generations of the DF2 and the DF1, just like a new car comes out with a new model, new accessories, and new buttons, the DF3 is, again, very contemporary, very modern, sleek, and easier to use. Do I have any questions in the chat box? I'm going to pause it there because I'm sure there might be some questions or comments so far.
What does DF stand for?
Des Fernandez. Dr. Des Fernandez.
Did somebody raise their hand?
Yeah, who's raised their hand? Let's answer some questions from our audience.
Christina.
Again, if you're not already using the DF technology, I mean, there's a lot of competitors out there that are using machines that are wowing people, that they cleanse and they exfoliate and they vacuum. This, in our treatment, we can do that too, but what we're doing is we're optimizing penetration of product to the dermal layer, transdermal delivery, and that is the biggest USP you can take away from today, without, of course, being ablative or ruining the integrity of the epidermal layer.
Is it that enhancing serum available for retail?
Question. Our question is the dual filler serum available for retail? No, this is actually strictly only a professional product, but this is where I get to share some of the innovation for 2022. Environ will be having a retail launch early in 2022 called the 3D Synergy Filler Cream. And this will be the take-home product from the filler serum. So we are super excited. We don't have all the ingredient base yet, but in early 2022, look out for the new 3D Synergy Filler Cream coming soon.
What kind of mask is this technology compatible?
What kind of mask is this technology comparable with in terms of our alginate mask? Well, when we're doing a DF treatment, again, the mask is creating the occlusive effect to help drive all the serums, whether it be our targeted serums or our vitamin A serums, into the skin. But it's actually the power of the iontophoresis. Once we attach these clips to the alginate mask or the gauze, it's going to help with that electrical field, again, with the ionization process, drive those ingredients to the dermal layer to effectively do their job. So can you use the body probe with the DF2 on the face? Well, you do have to unplug your probe, and then, so for example, if you're using your facial probe, you would have to unplug it and then plug in your body probe. So yes, you can. However, here you have, they have their own separate ports. So you have a face port and a body port. So you don't have to unscrew anything in treatment. So it saves you that time.
Can you go over each button again?
Can I go over each button again? Oh, wow, we got a lot of interest today. Yeah, so I know it's hard to see on the screen, but you have the 5 preset programs on the DF3. First one is your Sono Ionto. So when you're doing your facial treatment, 98% of the time, your protocol will call for the Sono Ionto in positive polarity. However, there's the odd instance where your client may have a contraindication to iontophoresis. You can switch that off and choose Sono only, which is the 3rd button. And sometimes when we're using the colostrum, we also use the Sono only button. So your first 3 are the Sono for probe, The second two are your iontophoresis, when you attach your crocodile clips to your alginate mask or your haze gauze. 98% of the time, you're using your ionto in negative. However, there are some cool peels where we use the ionto in positive polarity. So that's what's great about Environ. Our protocols always tell you what to use, when to use it, which polarity, and for how long.
That's the machine installed.
There's a lot of clinics, I can't remember off the top of my head. We have the DF3 all over Canada already. If you wanted to ask your area sales manager, they can let you know, or you can DM us your information and we can reach out to you after this call today. But the DF3 is very special because it's very, very powerful. It's optimizing penetration of product. It's not about let's cleanse, let's exfoliate. We can do that, but this is the powerhouse when we're addressing serums and treatment in clinic.
Is there no handheld probe for the client with the new DF3?
There is still the two conductive mediums with the DF3. We have the rubber pad, which is comfortable to put on the back or underneath the scapula with your conductive gel. A lot of our clinicians love the rubber pad because it's out of their way. So we put it on the back, okay? And if we want to do hand and arm massage, it's not in our way. We still have the rod, the handheld rod. And again, it's all a matter of preference. It comes with both. So you have your handheld rod, you would wrap a piece of damp gauze around that. Again, it does come with a sponge, but with COVID and a sponge being very porous, we prefer to take a gauze, extract out all the excess water, wrap it around the rod, and have the client hold it during treatment.
I would like to get the copies of your slides for review.
Is this for, yeah, send us your information if you're looking for more information on the DF3 and we can give you the appropriate documentation. So depending, you know, if you're new to us or your existing partner, we want to give you the correct documentation.
Is there a way we can do an upgrade from the DF2 to DF2?
We don't do any upgrades, but what I am going to share with you is we have a powerful bundle that's available, and we're going to send you an email newsletter after this conference, but we are selling the DF3 for a limited time. When you purchase the DF3, you will get our InnoPen, which is our medical needling device, for free. Yes, complimentary. So again, if you're interested in that bundle, we will be sending out more information post-conference. And we can share that with you. So when you purchase the DF3 for a limited time, our InnoPen, which is our needling device, will be complimentary. We'll just take a few more questions because we do have another segment, but we have a few more minutes to answer any more questions out there today. I'll just make sure I covered everything I needed to tell you. We did tell you about the new Environ 3D Synergy Filler Cream, so that's good.
Would you also say DF3 is penetrating deeper than DF2?
It's still giving you the same results. So Dr. Des is making sure that the efficacy and the safety of the machine is comparable to the DF2. Yes.
How much is the new DF2?
How much is the new DF3? Again, we can get all of this information to you post-conference. So send us your information in the chat and we'll have the area sales manager in your area reach out to you after the conference today. Also, too, again, Environ really gives us the whole comprehensive toolbox for at-home care. So we have the DF3 for in-clinic use. We also have the DF Mobile. So we have the DF Mobile so the client can have an extension of their in-clinic treatment at home. They can use it with all of our different targeted serums. So whether they're treating pigmentation, you know, loss of elasticity or density in the skin. Of course, it's a home care device, so it's not going to be as powerful as your in-clinic unit, but it's still going to optimize and prolong the effects of your series of treatments. So we have the DF Mobile, which happens to be one of our pieces of the grand prize we're going to talk about later today. So we're super excited. DF Mobile comes in this great little case. It comes with a conductive cloth, and then you choose what serum you want to correspond with the condition of your skin that you're working on. Talking about that comprehensive toolbox, we also have our cosmetic rollers for home care. And this year in our festive set, yay, we have the micro needling skin Serenity set. And what this comes with is our medical grade plastic roller. So we're going to get our clients rolling. And it comes with the brand new serum that Environ launched this summer, this Serenity Night Serum. So it's all about getting your beauty sleep. Okay, again, with the new Serenity Night Serum, it is going to work on the telomeres of your skin, which you heard Marc St. Onge discuss in our presentation with Ben today. It is all about reducing stress and cortisol levels in your skin. You know, it couldn't have come at a better time. I mean, with the lockdowns, which we hope are over, we're still, you know, trying to find that new normal in life, and we are stressed. Maybe we're not sleeping well. That is going to cause an overabundance of cortisol in the skin. So we have the new Serenity Night Serum for beauty sleep, which also comes in this kit. And we have the Frown Serum. So going back to cosmetic rolling at home, if you have clients who are looking to roll on a regular basis, the medical grade plastic roller can be purchased. And of course, we also have our luxury 14 karat gold roller, which is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so 2 choices. So this is also part of our giveaway bundle today, our prize, our DF Mobile, and our Skin Serenity set, which we're going to draw at the end of the conference today. Any final questions before we wrap up and move on from DF? Who wants a DF treatment? And just to recap, Environ facials can be done without the DF. They're called the vitamin infusions. But then we have our treatments that can be done with the DF, which of course is going to enhance penetration. So we have the essential treatments, which are 60 to 90 minutes. We have our focus on treatments. So you may want to focus on eye or focus on frown. These can be an express treatment for 20 to 30 minutes, or they can be done in correspondence with an essential treatment. And of course, we have cool peels. So we know peels are all the rage. Right now, fall, winter is the perfect time for a peel. And Environ has 4 different peel choices, 3 that we incorporate a lactic acid of 10%. Again, Environ believes to start low and go slow, but with our peels, we can start with 1 to 2 layers if we have a more normal or sensitive skin, and we can build up to 4 to 6 layers when the skin becomes more tolerant, or if the skin is more robusto and more weathered. We also have our V2C micro peel as well, and that's a great formulation for treating weathered skin. Maybe you have a client who's a snowbird and has very thick, sort of leathery skin. The pigmentation is very uneven. There's lots of dark spots. So cool peels are another great option we can do, and the DF really drives those AHAs even deeper. Any other questions, Yanni? Thank you for helping me out today.
Will we get the pricing and packaging for this product in the newsletter you were going to send us?
Yeah, we're going to share all the information on pricing in the newsletter that we'll be sending out within the next 24 to 48 hours. Again, that DF bundle with the InnoPen. And we also have a great special that's going to be coming as well in the newsletter for our clinic partners. Let me pull up the right 2 here. I made such a mess. I was so excited with them all. We are bundling for professional use only the dual effect filler serum with the Frown Serum. So we're going to work on lines and wrinkle depth, and we're going to work on density and plumpness of the cheeks. And when you buy this duo together, you get 30% off for a limited time. So that'll be on the newsletter too with our coupon code, so you can take advantage of these amazing products.
Can you needle before DF treatment?
Can you needle before DF treatment? Well, if you saw Nikki's journey, she did have a series of medical needling treatments followed by the DF right away. Did that answer that question? So yes, you can needle. That's what Nikki did in her series of 6. That's really the gold standard with Environ. That's where you're going to get the best penetration of all your skincare. Now, of course, we know some people may have a contraindication to needling. So then, of course, they would just have to stick to DF. And as long as they don't have any contraindications to the DF technology as well.
When will DF2 be phased out?
The DF2 is no longer available in Canada. It is sold out. It's the DF3. So many great questions. And again, if you have any more questions about our products, our devices. Your area sales manager will be more than happy to help you. You can also send us a DM if you're not a clinic partner presently, and we can connect you with the right individual. I'd like to make a shout out quickly to my West Coast Skin Health team, Kira Whitehead for BC, Kelsey McCoubry for Alberta and West Coast, Pamela Jean for Ontario, and we have Chloe, who is in Quebec and Atlantic. So if you get connected with one of these ladies, they will steer you in the right direction. They're all very knowledgeable about our treatments and our products. All right, so it is time for a break, but without further ado, we're going to tell you how you can take advantage of our giveaway at the end of our conference today. So I'm going to get Yanni to share a slide with us. And maybe Yanni, you're going to help explain what they have to do. So we are going to draw the grand prize at the end of our conference today. So we've got an activity for you to do. You are going to go to Instagram. You're going to follow us at SkinHealth Canada. So again, if you're not already following us, we want you to follow us at SkinHealth Canada. Your second step, use our Instagram filter. So if you look towards the bottom underneath our story highlights, the fourth little button there that looks like the stars, we've created a special Skin Health virtual conference filter. You're going to turn that on, create an Instagram story using the filter, again, on our profile. And step 3, there's Yanni. Don't forget to tag us at Skin Health Canada. Use the official hashtag SHC_Skin-spiration. So you're going to tag us. We'll get notification of that. And at the end of the conference, we're going to use an amazing toggle to choose our grand prize winner. And you have to be there when we announce it to get your prize. So I'll leave that up for a minute. We are going to go on a 15-minute break. Let me just check our time. Not even 15 minutes, actually. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We're going to come back. We're going to do a really quick recap on Forlle'd Platinum and the power of platinum. And then our president, David Potter, will say hello before we wrap up today's session and do our giveaway. So grab a coffee, hit the bathroom, and I'll see you soon.